Welcome, beautiful Paris Saint Germain family. An interesting video right here. In today's video, I'll be discussing the last time we faced Atalanta, obviously in the UEFA Champions League, and what a memorable game this was. Paris Saint Germain beating Atalanta in Lisbon 2-1, Marquinhos, Choupo-Moting, Pasalic. But let's go through the game. We have a cheeky highlights here from the UEFA website to look at. And we all remember this beautiful chance from Neymar Jr. Missed an absolute sitter to start off the game. I mean, this could have changed the game so much with Atalanta getting the first goal and then defending a little bit more for the rest of the game. And it wasn't just the Neymar miss. I mean, I remember Icardi was complete garbage. Obviously, we were missing Di Maria in this game. We're missing Kylian Mbappe, who obviously came on towards the end of the game. We had Sarabia and Icardi up alongside Neymar. And I mean, Icardi was good that season. Sarabia was good as a rotation player. But they were poor that game. They were poor. It was basically a Neymar show up in the attack. We're missing Marco Verratti in the midfield as well. I mean, let's take a look at the lineup we had. Keylor Navas in goal, Thiago Silva, Kimpembe, Marquinhos. I mean, we conceded only 5 goals in that entire Champions League campaign, I believe. We had by far the best defense in Europe. Kerrer and Bernat as fullbacks. I mean, Bernat was good. Bernat was really good. I'm not going to disrespect him just because we got Nuno Mendes now. Kerrer, nah. Casas in the final as well. Herrera and Idrissa Gueye, all right midfielders. I mean, looking at, we have Fabian Ruiz, we have Vitinha, we have João Neves. I mean, this doesn't come close to it. And then Sarabia, Icardi, Neymar up in attack with Thomas Tuchel obviously as the coach. And if you look at Atalanta's lineup, Sportiello, Toloi, Caldara, Jim City, who is going to play us in the group stage game now. Hattebauer, Dirun, another one that's going to be playing us. Freuler, Goesens, Pasalic, the third one that's going to be playing us. Gomez, Zapata. And obviously, if anyone remembers, Ilicic, who was absolutely insane for Atalanta that season, missed this game because he'd gone back to Slovenia and caught his wife cheating, probably with one of his friends or something. And then he became really depressed. I think he later on came back to football, but just wasn't the same. And obviously Gasperini was the manager at Atalanta at that time and was since then left. But I remember Pasalic scored and I don't know, man. I don't know. I remember we did a comeback versus Dortmund in the previous leg, but the hope, I don't know, I didn't feel it as much. I didn't feel the hope coming back into this game as much as I should have been. And after they scored that goal, it was just Neymar. Neymar obviously broke the record for most dribbles in a UEFA Champions League game. 16 dribbles. 16 dribbles. And towards the end of the game, it was a bit similar, you could say. I mean, it was obviously better. His dribbles were way better. Everything was way better than, Yamal's performance versus Inter. But it was a bit similar in the sense that he was trying and puffing and trying. But, the chance just didn't really come. The goal didn't come from him. But that's what I love about Neymar, and that's why I think that Yamal performance is overrated because, yes, Neymar had all of those dribbles, but then it was also involved in the goal. Choupo-Moting, obviously one of the heroes of that game, the unsung hero of the game, came on, puts in a delicious crosshair to Neymar, chests it down, and puts it to Marquinhos, and Marquinhos scores it. And the only reason this does not count as an assist for Neymar is because when Marquinhos shoots it, it pops off the knee of Atalanta defender, which makes absolutely zero sense because Marquinhos, the ball is going into the net, so that defender hasn't done anything. It's still going into the net, and the ball came from Neymar. I have no clue. And obviously, just a couple of minutes later, and I do remember in the 88th minute, right before we scored this goal, I was with my Barca friend, and I said, I think it's over. And he told me, no. I mean, obviously, at that point, I don't think he hated PSG as much as he does now, but no, he had faith for some reason. Maybe he didn't even want us. And Marquinhos obviously gets the goal. And Marquinhos was absolutely huge for us in that UEFA Champions League campaign. He scored versus Leipzig in the semi-final as well. And then obviously in the season after, scored against Bayern, scored against City. He was absolutely huge, man. Prime marking. And then here comes the second ball. Kerrer, once again to Neymar, involved in both of the goals. And I mean, this pass from Neymar right here. You guys have probably seen it from that other angle. Oh my days. Look at that. No look pass. The defender can't do anything. Mbappe's too quick. And Choupo-Moting gets the golazo for Paris Saint Germain. And this was really a game changer, I would say, for Paris Saint Germain. This entire campaign was a game changer because when it comes to mentality and believing in stuff, to believe in stuff, it's much easier if you've done it before. And before this season, the furthest we've gone ever was a Champions League semi-final in 1994, 1995. But under the QSI era, the furthest we've gone was in the quarterfinals of the Champions League. And that's where we were in the round of 16, when the brink of knockout. Dortmund beat us away 2-1, but then we made a beautiful comeback at home. And then Atalanta, the same thing, a beautiful comeback to reach our first Champions League semi-final since 1995. So it was definitely a game changer, this game. Then obviously we went on to our first Champions League final as well. Lost it, but obviously we returned back last year and won it. So I think this game was so important for Paris Saint Germain. It's one of my favorite game of all time, just because of the emotions, scoring those 2 goals at the end, finishing off the game. We're on brink of losing to Atalanta. And Atalanta were great that year. I even remember they beat City in the group stage, I think. The Atalanta team was great. But if a team with Neymar Jr., Kylian Mbappe, the best defense in Europe, would have lost Atalanta, it would have been so embarrassing. But I'm so proud of the players and the performance in that game. I mean, they just kept believing. And, that's the belief that we had last season, which led us to win the UEFA Champions League. And yeah, special game, special moments, special players, special team, man. I mean, look at this team. Look at this team. You know what? Let's actually take a look. PSG versus Atalanta. Let's take a look at stats and so on from that game. Maybe we can find something interesting. PSG Atalanta. Show more. Where's it? No. Usually they show lost game. No. Head to head. Head to head. There we go. PSG here it is. Neymar got an 8.5. Oh, he got an assist. Okay. My bad. Because sometimes it shows that he did not get an assist. 1 assist for Neymar, 2 shots on target, 4 shots off target, 1 shot blocked. Obviously, one of those shots off target was that huge miss in the beginning of the game. 15 dribbles completed. And it's 15 out of 20 as well. Only 5 dribbles he failed, and he was just dribbling. 2 big chances missed. What was the other big chance he missed? Wow. 5 key passes. 2 out of 5 long balls. 24 out of 32 ground duels won. 32% loss. Was fouled 9 times. I mean, what a performance from Neymar Jr. I mean, he's basically the only one look out for. Look at that. Wow. 10 out of 12 aerial duels won by Marquinhos in that game. That's really good. Obviously, Keylor Navas went out injured. Rico came on towards the end, who had a really great game versus Leipzig in the Champions League semi-final. Let me take a look at Icardi, man. 79 minutes, had 1 shot, which was off target. Completely disgusting. 20 touches, 1 key pass. I think potentially the one he made to Neymar Jr. Sarabia. I mean, look at this, man. Not a single shot. I mean, it was basically all Neymar. I mean, the defense was good. We conceded the goal. It was a great finish from Pasadic, top left corner. You can't blame it on Navas. Maybe Kimpembe, how the goal was scored from Zapata, but just a bit unfortunate, I guess. But the defense was good. And the midfield we had, I mean, Marquinhos, he's a centre-back, very defensive. Ander Herrera, he's more, double pivot, defensive. Idrissa Gueye, obviously defensive. So it was all out for Neymar. We didn't even have offensive attacking fullbacks. Yes, Juan Bernal was a little bit more attacking fullbacks, but he didn't have the pace, the agility of Nuno Mendes, for example. Eric, Maxime Choupo-Moting, 8 rating. Look at that efficiency. 1 out of 1 dribble as well, 2 key passes. He was obviously the one that put it to Neymar. He got the pre-assist for the Marquinhos goal. Then we have Mbappe. Why doesn't it say assist? Oh, it's okay. Assist for Mbappe, 2 shots off target. And Mbappe, even though he didn't do that much, apart from the assist after coming on, it was just Mbappe coming on. It helped so much, the energy that Mbappe brought up. And it was actually a miracle that Mbappe came on, because the injury that he suffered versus Saint-Etienne that time was completely disgusting, man. Leandro Paredes. Why didn't he start? Maybe he was injured. Look at that. 3 key passes, 3 out of 3 long balls, 1 big chance created. Paredes is always someone that I wish succeeded at PSG, because he had immense amount of talent. I think he had a great mentality as well. It was just the inconsistency and maybe wrong managers, wrong team. Maybe if we had Paredes now, we would have been better. Julian Draxler, one of the biggest what-ifs at Paris Saint Germain, alongside Lucas Moura. But wow, what a special game. What a special team. And now we're going to face them once again As I mentioned, Pasalic will play, Jim City will play, and Derun will play. So, I mean, we beat them last time, but let's get a better victory than 2-1. This game should not have been that tight. I mean, let's take a look at the stats. 63% possession, 5 big chances Paris Saint Germain had. 17 shots. I mean, how we won this game in the 90th minute, I can't understand that. Let's take a look at shot map here. So here you have a bunch of just, inshallah, long shots. Those are both of the goals, 2 tap-ins. You got Choupo-Moting, missed that one. You got Neymar, you got Icardi, you got Neymar, that big one. Mbappe, I think it was circle means that shot on target. Wow. Well, I don't know what more there is to say, but yeah. I like doing this, you know, ahead of facing these kinds of teams. I remember I did the same for Bayern. I think last season in the Champions League group stage. We'll definitely do, I mean, even more content for the Barca game, knowing, you know, the rivalry and the history between the two clubs in the UEFA Champions League. But it's nice that we're going to face Atalanta once again. They're a good team, likable team. Hopefully they just don't park the bus or play defensive football. But yeah, great looking back at this game. Great memories. One of my favorite games. Could be third behind the Battle of the Bridge and the PSG Liverpool from last season. That was a really special game as well. So yeah, that's been from boy PSG. And hopefully guys have enjoyed this video. If you want, you can let me know in the comments down below. What's your thoughts about our 2-1 victory versus Atalanta back in 2020? That's been from boy PSG. And hopefully guys have enjoyed this video. And as usual, allez, Paris.